So one of the reasons why we're doing this is try to help people get out to fun flies and be able to become engaged. And there's a lot of people that fly RC helicopters either at their house or the farm or whatever, maybe a local flying field, that have never been to a fun fly.
Right.
What would you say to them to try to encourage them to be able to get out to a fun fly?
First off, I think a lot of people don't come to fun flies because they feel very intimidated.
Yes.
Right? They think that if they can only hover, that they're going to be judged. That is definitely not the case on fun flies.
Correct.
Right? Guys at fun flies, whether it's a Kyle Stacy, a Burt Camera, your son, it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter their skill level. There's no, it's like a judgment-free hobby, right?
Right.
Why it's important? It's important because we have to support the hobby. And the only way to grow the hobby is to support the events, right? Show up at the events, get the pilot count up. We need to see more growth in the hobby, and it's very, very important to support the events.
Yeah. I mean, it may be the case where if you're out there and you're scared to death and you're out there hovering and doing your sport flying for the first time and you're wondering about somebody sitting back and talking about you, yeah, they may be. They may be sitting there saying, man, that's the new guy out there hovering. That's really cool, I'm glad he's out there. That's what is going to happen. It's not going to be, man, all he can do is hover.
Yeah.
If that's all you can do and you're out there hovering, everybody's going to be standing in the back. Yeah, man, that's awesome.
That's
Glad
right.
to have you out. Anything we can do to help you. That's just the way it is.
That's right. And the reason why I think the hobby is like that, because we're all there once,
Yes.
right? Number one.
Yes.
And number two, flying these RC helicopters isn't as easy as people think they are, right?
Yeah.
I usually explain it to people. Take a golf ball and try to balance it on a basketball, right? That's kind of like the same instance, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of like how you're trying to get this thing to hover.
Yeah.
And try that someday. It's not easy, right? So for anybody to accomplish just a regular hover and keep it in one spot, it's a huge accomplishment.
Yeah.
Very big accomplishment.
And by the way, going back to that, we talked about this with some of the other folks, but it's so very important. Talking about hovering, we think that's a little thing, but man, hovering and being able to hover in all those orientations, first upright, and then after you get that dead perfect, being able to do that inverted. If you can do those two things, you're going to be able to do just about whatever you want to do with a helicopter.
Yes.
Because if you get in trouble and, oh no, I fell out of this maneuver, I don't know where I am, well, all you have to do is sit there and hover.
Yeah.
Because
exactly.
if you know how to hover in any orientation, upright or inverted, it doesn't matter where you end up. Just get it upright or inverted in whatever orientation and just sit there and you're fine.
Exactly. And
and
it's kind of funny too, because I kind of skipped that part when I first learned. I was like one of those big punk guys. Oh, I can do this. I can do this. I'm mechanically inclined.
Yeah.
Well, after a few hundreds of dollars in the first couple of weeks, I realized, wow, this is a lot trickier than I thought. But I kind of skipped all my orientations, right? So the last year and a half, I've been strictly doing my orientations.
Cool.
And I saved like 3 helicopters in the last probably month that I would have never been able to save before.
Cool.
And it's a huge accomplishment. I remember, like, it sounds kind of crazy, but I remember not being able to go inverted tail in. I never tried it. I never really did it. So I remember doing it for like 3 days straight. And I did it, and after I was done, I called Kyle Stacy on the phone, and I'm like, dude, you're not going to believe this. I'm like, I just did 3 straight batteries, tail in, inverted hovering, and I kept it there. And he was even proud of me. This is a pro pilot, Kyle Stacy. And he was like, dude, that's awesome. That just goes to show you what this hobby is all about.
Cool.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of the same way for me. For most people, tail in upright is the easiest thing to start because left is left and right is right, and so on and forth.
Exactly.
When you flip it, to me, nose in inverted is easier than tail in inverted.
Exactly.
And some people it's different, but that's the way it was for me. And having to work it around, I was the same way.
Yes, I was the same way because I learned how to flip. Right, I flip forward over.
Yep.
A lot of people learn to
roll.
roll.
It's different.
And I just never did it. And I stuck it to my brain that I did nothing but practice this maneuver for 3 straight days. 4 batteries a day or whatever. I got it, and I was so proud of myself. I was like, oh my God, dude, this is amazing.
Yeah.
It was great.
Well, we appreciate Ron coming out and talking with us for a while.
Oh, absolutely, anytime.
And if you see him at a fun fly, go up and pester him for a while. He'd love to shake your hand and say hey. But we would like to encourage you guys to go out and to come to a fun fly, regardless of what it is. Spring Fling is awesome, but there's probably one right nearby you that you can go and visit. On my website, if you need a place to look, we try to keep as many as we can. If you know of a fun fly that's not on the list, if you go up to the top of the website, on the right hand side there's a tab called events. Click on that, and I try to keep as comprehensive a list of events as I can on there. Look up that, see what you may can come to, and come out and see us. And I know
Absolutely.
both of us would love to see you there.
Absolutely.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
All right, y'all take care.
Thank you.